I very much appreciate the hard work you did on behalf of the board in Alaska Housing.
Fundamental of any life is a place to have a decent roof over your head. From the time in the 70s, Alaska Housing was not so active in mortgages, and it was much more narrow in its focus towards basically assisted living. And since then, seeing the tremendous job that the mortgage department has done, and the tremendous outreach out to the many, many communities. Some of my most vivid memories are visits that we made, not as the board of directors, but go out with the executive director, Dan Fausti, to the various communities that we had facilities, and some that we didn't have facilities but needed them.
What started under your leadership was the Rural Teacher Housing Program, which Dan Fausti was able to go to Juneau and get funding for. And it's been going, actually, Governor Dunleavy was the first, as superintendent of the Northwest Arctic School District, was the first superintendent to take advantage of that program. It may not exist today without the work he had done on it, but we have now been going for almost 20 years in over 80 villages, and we've built over 500 units of housing.
Wow. Which
started out very small when you were the chair, but has turned out the number of teachers and VPSOs and troopers and nurses that are in these small villages that never would have if we hadn't have had the foresight to think about how the program could work and then actually run it effectively and then broaden it to include more important occupations. I mean, that's just a great story that I don't think any other state can show, where we found a unique challenge that nobody was doing anything about, and we're able to do something.
Without having an understanding of the villages and the challenges that they face, you would never get there. It's hard to imagine the challenges.
In the time you were board chair, we received about $700 million of weatherization and home energy rebate program. You oversaw those tremendous programs, unprecedented in the country, in terms of what we were able to do for to help with weatherizing and making energy efficient homes in basically every community in our state.
Well, those programs, my recollection is not real vivid, but the recollection that I have, that those programs were very challenging, and at the time we didn't realize how unique Alaska was as to the national housing programs. And over the years, visiting at various national conventions with the other housing authorities, I became very convinced that we had a bang-up staff and that we were getting a lot of mileage. Lots of hard work and lots of good work done. And it benefited. You go out to the villages out, the benefits show. It's not just what we see on the paperwork, but the benefits show.